Well, that's very colorful.
It's only a minor disaster, Doctor. Her name is Libby Olson. She has red hair and she likes to throw things.
Well, then your cryptic note to me meant simply come and help you pick up the crayons, eh?
Now, what else could I want to talk to you mean?
Well, I don't know. Those of us that have retained any naivete or innocence might even think I want to talk to you meant something like you wanted to talk to me.
I do want to talk to you.
I do want to listen to you.
I'm sorry I behaved so badly yesterday. I want to apologize.
No, well, that's right.
And thank you for going out on a limb with Dr. Morton.
Well, anonymous pen letters, poison pen letters, actually don't impress Dr. Morton any more than they would impress any other reasonable person.
What did you tell him to make him let me stay?
I told him what he could have found out for himself if he'd read your file, i.e. that he had no cause to dismiss you.
Mike. Oh. Swear on the Hippocratic Oath?
Wait a minute. That's
Tell me.
kind of underhanded, isn't it?
Tell me.
Well, going out on a limb happens to be a favorite hobby of mine. I'm a regular limb climber out orderer.
Climbing out on a limb for me isn't all that dangerous, unless you don't believe my story. You want to ask me a question?
If your detractors write a letter to the hospital and they sign their name, there's nothing Dr. Morton or I can do.
That's not a question.
That's right. Are you prepared for that kind of harassment?
Yes. No. I don't know.
Well, you know you're going to have to make a choice between your curiosity and the job. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Then what is your choice?
There isn't a choice.
You mean you're going to go on with your investigation?
Does that bother you, Mike?
No.
You sure?
Yes. Well, now, what does this mean, if anything at all, eh?
Oh, well, that means that Libby's going through a phase of hating men. See, her doctors hurt her. Her brother calls her cripple. Why? What does it mean to you?
Funny that you asked me that. It may mean that you would have been happier if I hadn't climbed out on the limb for you.
What?
Well, it might mean that unencumbered people like being unencumbered. They're happiest when they're going away from people. They're afraid of anything else. They enjoy being unencumbered. They enjoy being uncommitted.
Do you enjoy being unencumbered?
Never mind, Betty. I'll get it.
Hello, Mrs. Cord.
Mr. Wainwright, thank you very much for coming.
Surely.
Come in. May I?
Thank you.
Mr. Payton's waiting to see you in his room. You know the way.
Thank you.
Come in.
It's very good to see you, Martin.
Sit down, Wainwright.
Taking residence here seems to have done you good. You look quite well.
I want to change my will. I want a new will.
You're not serious.
Don't presume to tell me I'm not serious. I want a new will.
But, Martin, your present will took months of preparation. Now, surely you don't want to scuttle that completely.
I'm not asking your opinion. I'm stating a fact. I want a new will. better. Now listen to me, carefully. I don't have time to debate this with you. I want you to use every pasty-faced genius in your office if you have to. I want every possible state and federal loophole blocked. I want no possibility of a raid against my estate.
I'll do my best, of course.
And Colby's back.
And Colby. I warned you of this eventuality.
Never mind about that.
Did you think she was just going to disappear off the face of the earth?
Your record is clean. You were merely acting as my employee, following my orders for money. You're blameless and rich. Doesn't that satisfy you?
The father must have sent her.
Ah, if I didn't have to deal with you, if you weren't so familiar with the circumstances.
You've already heard from him, haven't you? That's the reason for the urgency, isn't it?
I haven't heard a word from her father. But I will.
Build a fortress to guard an estate, is that it?
That's it.
I wonder if it's possible, looking at it realistically.
It's got to be possible.
Oh, I was, going home early. Do you think Mr. Payton would mind?
I doubt it.
You know, settling into the new house, we've got a lot to do.
Of course. Betty, you're privy to a great deal that goes on in this house. I hope you won't worry Stephen with any speculations about Mr. Wainwright's visit.
Stephen and I know you have his interests at heart. You're his mother.
I'd forget, did you? Our first night?
Thank you for being so thoughtful.
You're welcome. You deserve it. Now, how long do I wait for my dinner?
Oh, it won't take me a minute.
Hey. I'm kidding. We'll go out to dinner. After we finish the champagne.
Mr. Payton was with Mr. Wainwright this evening.
Wainwright? Is he staying in town overnight?
No, he went back to Boston. He was only with him for a little while. Wainwright came to discuss Mr. Payton's will.
How do you know?
Your mother's attitude.
What could be so important that it couldn't be handled over the phone? Wainwright was with the old man for just a few minutes.
It's bad news, isn't it?
I'm afraid so.
I don't know what happened to me. When Mr. Payton placed the call to Mr. Wainwright, something inside of me collapsed. I don't know what the phone call meant, but I knew somehow it was going to hurt you.
We have the same instincts.
It's a strange man, you're Mr. Payton. He gave us the wedding. He hovered over us like
A father.
Yes, like a father.
Why would he do this? Why, after all this time, would he suddenly change his will? Rodney's in his house now, sleeping under his quilts, eating his food, sipping his brandy. Rodney's his world, not me. Oh, that wedding was a gesture. A chance for him to stand up and shout, "I'm still the master. I'm still the man who can move mountains." Well, That's all. A gesture.
Stephen, what do you want from him?
Just money. Just cold cash. Dollars, half dollars, quarters, Indian head pennies, anything that's negotiable.
No, I mean it. What do you really want from him?
Acknowledgement. The thing that's gnawing inside of me is that he'll leave. Whatever he leaves. Under the name Stephen Cord. Cord, my mother's name. And the name Payton will fade away. What do I want from him? I guess I want his name. And it's still not too late. Will or no will. Betty, I'm glad you're in his house.
That's all I can do is be there.
That's enough. Be there. Be there 8 hours a day. He'll be forced to think about me.
Stephen, we've always been blunt with each other. Now, there's a lot more to it than just walking into the house and doing my job, isn't there?
Yes.
I'm going to have to watch people, interpret, hang on the phone extension a moment longer than necessary. Girl in a trench coat.
The word is spy, isn't it?
The word is spy.
I'm sorry. It won't be easy. But I have to know. It has to be done.
Yes, it has to be done.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
I'm so confused. I thought I'd have the answer to everything.
All right, Allison, what is it? What's wrong?
I look sideways at someone and you're ready to knock my head off. But you can ask me to fill you in on someone. Well, you can forget about her. She's out of your class.
I just asked you a simple question. I didn't mean...
Betty, don't you know all ex-husbands hate to be used?